What are some of the things that people say that they notice once they start exercising or moving more? What are some of the things that people are
Yeah, usually we'll get feedback that, oh, they're excited because they've started this new thing and they know that it's going to benefit them. So their self-esteem, this the
Mm.
boost to your self-esteem, you're sleeping better. That's going to help reduce your stress. And then, of course, it's going to improve your focus. So those are some of the things that we've gotten feedback on.
Hi, welcome to a Seat at the Table podcast. I am very excited today. We have Janet, and she's going to share some awesome information. Janet?
Hi, everyone. My name is Janet Canales, and I am part of the Pinal County FNEP program. And today we are going to talk about the importance of physical activity.
Ooh, physical activity. You have said that when it's cold, it's still a good time to move. We're in Arizona, so we have different temperatures throughout the state. Some places are still nice in the 85s, but some are getting chilly. So, why is being active good for us year long, regardless of the temperature outside? Why do we have to do it?
So there's a lot of different benefits, right, to being and staying active. One of them is, of course, it's going to help reduce our risk of chronic illnesses. It's going to increase blood flow to our brain. It's going to help us build stronger muscles. It's going to help us build stronger lungs, right? Have stronger hearts. And it's also going to help us with our digestive system. And that's only some benefits. There's so many other ones.
Once we decide to do this, I haven't exercised in a long time. How much should I move? How do I start? We're not doctors. We cannot recommend people to do things without consulting with our doctor. But what is a general recommendation for people?
And you're right. Before we start any kind of physical activity, right, we need to consult our doctors, making sure that it's not going to affect us and something else. Once we have the okay, then we got to start off slow. The recommendation is 150 minutes per week for better health. And that's for adults. That can be chunked up in times, right? If you're trying to do this for weight management, it's going to be about 300 minutes per week. For children and adolescents ages 6 to 17, we're looking at 60 minutes per day. And this is vigorous exercise. Kids are sweating, running, and just being active the whole 60 minutes.
Can you share any other fun ways to stay active at home or outside without spending money?
Yes, no equipment is necessary. We don't need to go out and spend money on memberships. We don't need to go out and buy a whole bunch of things. We can use what we have. Going walking, for instance, if you haven't done any physical activity and you want to start off slow. Don't go out and say, I'm going to run a mile. Take it slow. You want this to be something that you're going to continuously be doing. And in order for it to work, it has to be slow. Um, you can start by doing maybe marching in place. There's so many different videos now that we can look up that are free for us to do at home. We can include our family, our friends, set up a date. We're going to go walking for 10 minutes. So starting off slow and fun ways. Of course, we can always, like I said, include friends, family, or neighbor. Right? Finding a way to make this fun. You did mention that, right? If it's not fun, it's easier for us to stop doing it. So it needs to be something that we are going to enjoy doing, that it doesn't feel like it's forced. It can be playing with the kids, maybe playing with your pet if you have a dog, throwing the ball, things like that.
And it sounds like you're saying it's not even so much of this huge time commitment. It's more of lifestyle. How are you going to fit this minutes of movement into your life? So that sounds
Yes.
very doable. uh,
Yes, it is because I mean, not all of us have the same exact schedule throughout the day, right? Throughout the week. So just finding the time, say instead of doing the full 30 minutes, if we don't have a full 30 minutes at one time to do some kind of physical activity, you can chunk it. You can chunk it 10 minutes in the morning when you get up, stretch, and then 10 minutes after you have lunch, maybe go for a brief walk. And then after dinner, maybe go to the park and play with the kids, right? Doing some kind of video at home for 10 minutes, chunking it up.
so you're saying all these minutes that I recommend that don't have to be done all at once, and
They didn't.
just
No.
throughout the week at whatever chance that you get to do it.
Yes, yes. And don't worry so much about the 150 minutes. Don't get focused on that when you're starting. Again, just easing into it, right? And physical activity is different for everybody. For some, it might mean going out and running, right? And for others, it might just be swimming. It might be dancing, gardening. So physical activity is different for every person.
A lot of the things that you're telling us that count towards those minutes, we wouldn't normally count them. What is the recommendation? And then what's the difference between the two things that we might get confused with?
So program, physical activity, we refer to things that get you moving, right? So really our program tries to suggest moving more. So again, physical activity will look different for every person. It can be, of course, we want to include muscle strengthening, right? Bone strengthening exercises, flexibility strengthening. So in our classes, we do talk about those things. We do break it down, right? Give you examples of how you can incorporate these into your day, into your week. Um, so that you are kind of doing an overall workout per se.
So, talking about strong muscles, why is it important and what are some safe ways to do that at home?
So having strong muscles is going to be anything, and think about like basketball where you're having like that impact with the ground. Another thing could be like leg lifts, right? Where you use your biggest muscles to do that activity. Walking, right? When we do walking, we're using of course, our leg muscles. But what we don't see is that we're also exercising our lungs because we're breathing harder, and we're also exercising our heart because it's beating faster. So, safe ways to do it. Again, it's going to be different for every person. It's going to be depending on what your current lifestyle is right now. The goal is, right, to continue moving. We want to be able to continue doing all our favorite things as we get older.
What are in these classes that you're talking about that you say our classes, we say this. What are these classes?
So we have some free nutrition education classes um, throughout the different counties, right? For me, it's here in Pinal County. When I say that, I think people automatically think like, oh, okay, it's just nutrition, but it's actually not. We actually cover different topics. We cover food safety, we cover meal planning, budgeting, right? Physical activity is included in every class. It's not going to be something that we're going to make you go out and run a mile, but it's something that is going to help you get ideas on what you could do at home. They're free classes. It's fun to see people come into the classes and we're doing some kind of physical activity, and then people start bringing up like, yeah, when I do this I also do this, and or they start dancing, right? And I mean, it's all for fun, and that's the point. We want to make it fun.
So when you do these classes, when people start when as the classes progress and people like start doing more exercises because now they kind of because it sounds like your classes you teach the things that you teach kind of go hand in hand, right? Healthy nutrition with more exercise with budgeting. So it sounds like your pocket will be better, your body will be better because it's being fueled better food, and then your body will work better if you exercise it. So, what are some of the things that people say that they notice once they start exercising or moving more? What are some of the things that people report?
We'll get feedback that, oh, they're excited because they've started this new thing and they know that it's going to benefit them. So their self-esteem, right? That's the boost to your self-esteem. Of course, you're sleeping better. So that's going to help reduce your stress. And then, of course, it's going to improve your focus. So those are some of the things that we've gotten feedback on. I get some people that come back and say that they're sore, but it's a good kind of sore. Like they know that they've been working on their bodies. So again, and just on that note, um, soreness is okay, pain is not. You don't want to be in pain. And if you overdo yourself, it's more likely that you're not going to stick with it. And that's not what we want. We want this to be something that is going to be a behavior, that is going to be a lifestyle change. Again, soreness is okay, not pain. And then, of course, balancing. Right? Our classes talk a lot about balancing the nutrition and the physical activity. They go hand in hand.
What are some of the suggestions that you give, like for families to move together and make it a like a fun time? Like, what are some of the tips that you guys give for people to stay healthy as a whole?
We talk about planning. We make the plan that on Thursday, we're going to go and we're going to go to the park and we're going to play basketball so that everybody's on the same page. That we know on Thursday we're going to go do this, playing tag. Sometimes just running after kids is physical activity, but they like it, right? Just turn it into a game. The kids will enjoy it. Another thing, go on adventures, right? Just go on a scavenger hunt, the bending, looking for things. That's something that you can do with a family. Um, Start a walking club. It can be with your neighbors, with your kids. Sometimes even the kids, because you start getting them used to these things, they will be the ones that are going to push you and remind you,
They'll
like,
keep you accountable.
"Oh, there are days that I'm tired, and I've told my kids on Thursday we're going to go to the pool." And Thursday rolls along, and here I am thinking, "Oh, I hope they forgot. I hope they forgot." And they remind me, "You said we were going to go to the pool. You said we were going to go to the park." So that's good, right? That's what you want. You want to create these healthy behaviors, and not just in yourself, but also in your loved ones.
So for somebody that wants to join FNEP classes, first, what does that mean? And then what do they learn in the classes? How can they find these classes and how can it make them feel better and live a healthier life? Like why should they invest their time in going to these classes?
Well, first, like I said, we go through cooperative extension, right? So finding your local cooperative extension office, which I know that you have some links on social media, so they can do it that way. We're usually out in the community trying to do outreach, so you'll see us somewhere. And FNEP, Expanded Food Nutrition Education Program, we learn again not just about nutrition. And overall health, a physical activity, and a fun part. We get to do hands-on food demonstrations. So that is always something
There's
that the
food
participants
involved.
enjoy doing. Yes.
That's
Yes.
fun.
And then I like to get the participants to do it, right? Because sometimes it is one of those things that you get the recipe and then you're like, okay, what if I don't like it? And here I am spending money on buying the things. Well, you get to try it in the class. So that's something that we like to do. And like I said, even between the people that are in the classes that, oh, well, instead of using this, I would use this, or we come back the following class and they're like, oh, guess what? I tried it, but I changed this. And so you get ideas from everybody in the class.
So it sounds like it's a community building and they kind of all feed off each other and become a little community and go to these classes and their family and themselves are healthier just because they attended. If they've looked and they don't know where a class could be, but they maybe work at a school or their kids go to school, like how can they get a class started maybe in a school that their kids go to that you guys are not at?
Just contact us. We are pretty open. Our schedule, it's tailored to what the participants can do. They can call, we have emails, even text message us to get information like that. And again, we can set it up based on your schedule. The only time that you have is Saturdays, and we will work it out. We want you to attend our classes, right? We want you to invest your time in learning these healthy behaviors to help you.
So I will be posting the link to our cooperative extensions for the state of Arizona. All you have to do is find your local office and contact them, and then they will proceed from there and give you more information about the classes that they have ongoing, or if you want to start your own class in your community center or in your school or anything like that, that's a way to get that scheduled.
Yes, yes, definitely.